Ladies and gentlemen, if anybody hasn't heard that rendition of the Wyatt family, Bray Wyatt's theme, an unbelievable rendition done. If you want to reach out to the young lady who did that version of it, you can hit her up on Twitter at wolf underscore boo. That's wolf underscore BOO. Or it's unbelievable rendition. It's very addicting to listen to. I find myself when I'm doing some work in the studio or in the office, I kind of just throw it on for background noise. It's pretty cool. She also has other covers of other songs. She did one of them, which is one of my all-time favorite, Little Red Riding Hood, which is a song that I have on my Halloween playlist for my parties. It's really cool. She does a really good version of that, so I'm definitely gonna have to put her version of that song on my Halloween playlist. And a really good job by Layla. Unbelievable voice. Very beautiful young lady from the UK. So reach out to her on Twitter if you like the way that sounded. That's Wolf, WOLFE underscore BOO on Twitter. You can tell them at Damage Athletics sent you, and you can tell her that I said she did an awesome job on that. We're about 4 minutes away from Angel Orsini, and we're about a week away from SummerSlam, and we got a lot of things going on in the WWE, including the recent release of Alberto Del Rio, the greatest import in the history of Mexico, and conduct detrimental to the company. That was the reason for his release. Supposedly punched a vendor in the face because of a anti-Mexican, anti-Spanish comment that this vendor made. I don't know how true that is. There's always more to the story. I don't think the WWE would release Alberto Del Rio because of that. If someone made a kind of a racist remark towards his people and he punched a guy in the face, I don't really see it. These WWE superstars, when they're away from the ring and in hotels and traveling, they get themselves in a lot more heat than punching or slapping a vendor. So there has to be more, and it's something that's probably not going to come out for a little bit until Alberto Del Rio himself decides to do a radio show, now that he is aka a free agent, and supposedly being scouted and touted by TNA. I don't know how true that is, considering TNA was on the record about 6 months ago saying that they're not interested in any WWE superstars currently on their roster, and that was after CM Punk was already gone. So those questions were asked strictly because of CM Punk, and they kind of made an open statement saying we're really not interested in anybody on the WWE roster. And all the guys that were just released, that long laundry list of guys that released, none of them are in TNA, so they kind of lived up to their statement. So I don't see Alberto Del Rio. I mean, there's some other talent that was released that many people say that were more exciting in the ring than Alberto Del Rio. Del Rio became a little bland in the last couple of years, and seemed very frustrated with the way he's been used, and his contract was almost up anyway, so it would have been probably a good chance that whether it happened a couple days ago or it happens in a couple of months, that Alberto Del Rio would have been eventually a former WWE superstar. So I'm not shocked. I don't know if the story's true 100%. Probably a very small portion of that story is the reason why he was released. So a lot of things go out there on the dirt sheets, and you can't believe everything you read on the dirt sheets, because there's a reason why they're called dirt sheets. It's junk. I mean, you're out there. That's why we really don't report anything. Like either myself on this show or me and Nanny on Wednesday on VLC Nation Pandemonium. We don't like to report any of that nonsense because it is dirt sheets, and it's not legitimate news. It's just one website reading someone else that does it, and as I called it many, many times on this show, the copy and paste generation, the armchair reporter, the armchair journalists, the armchair bookers. I mean, it just goes on and on and on, and it just is just another classic example of people just putting stuff out there so they can be patted on the back and say, hey, I broke this story. Alberto Del Rio got released because of this reason, and our sources say, and blah, blah, blah. And then 700 other websites copy off that, change the wording a little bit to make it seem unique, and before you know it, you got an epidemic of nonsense. So, I'm repeating, and I'm saying I'm repeating so-called story. I have no claim to fame of any of this nonsense. The only fact is that Alberto Del Rio is a former WWE superstar, and he is not with anybody, and I know he's being hounded, and I know this for a fact, hounded by independent wrestling agents to be dragged to an independent show, God knows where. So I don't know if Alberto Del Rio is going to go home. I don't know if he's going to stay in the United States. I have no idea. But the bottom line is I know he's being hounded. So at this time, we want to take our guest of the show, so stay tuned.
Extreme Championship.
And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome in our guest of honor, one of the original members of the ECW, one of the original ECW ladies, one of the original ECW ass kickers, the one that's not an angel in the ring. Angel Orsini joins us. Welcome to the show, Angel.
Holla! How you doing? How's it going?
It's going good. It's going good. I thank you for coming back and doing a second segment with us. And the first time we had you on, we were kind of like early in our infancy stage of the programming, and we were just kind of generically asking the same stupid questions that everybody had no idea what we were doing. So I hope we took a step up from stupid to out of control. So.
Well, everybody kind of starts off stupid, so that's okay. It's called being green. And everybody's green. Everybody's got to be green before they can be aqua, before they can go to turquoise,
All right, well, I'm hoping I'm kind of like let's see, like I don't know. I'll think of a cool color in the middle somewhere. But
how about teal? This
teal?
Way you're not Kelly green like
go.
Grass, but you got a little
teal.
Miami streak going in you.
I like teal. Teal's a good color. It doesn't make me look too large. It's a flattering color. I kind of like that.
Right. It's a metrosexual color. It's not, it's got a pair of balls on it still.
No. Okay. On that note, so what have you been doing with yourself lately since the last time we spoke, which was pretty much, I think, December of 2013?
Okay, so what I've done is I finished my master's degree. I graduated from Rutgers University with honors.
Awesome.
Something that I'm very, it's like a lifetime achievement type of thing. And so I wouldn't say that it's just something that I'm so grateful I did. However, I wouldn't want to go through it again. It was a little excruciating. It was definitely difficult, but I'm like, oof, it's over. I can move forward now.
That's definitely an honor to achieve graduating with honors. I mean, to go back and finish what you started and things like that. A lot of people, they say they want to go back and, I want to go back and finish school. I want to do this. I want to do that. And they, you kind of forget that to make time for it. So, I mean, it's great that you made the time for it, juggling a career and your everyday life and still, kept a promise to yourself and went back and finished school.
Yeah, I mean, I can't beat everybody up for forever. Eventually, I gotta sit on my butt and beat people up mentally. Like, chess. I gotta switch my game up from physically pounding people to mentally pounding.
I have a request. One of our listeners, Robert Kovac, wanted me to pass along a big smiley face and hello to you.
Who said hello?
Rob Kovac.
Oh, of course, my buddy Rob.
Yes,
my bro. He's my Twitter homeboy right there.
I know he was very nice to repost your banner that you were going to be on the show pretty much for about 2 months straight. So we definitely appreciate them. We're gonna have to send him a Damage 365 T-shirt in appreciation for that. So he's a loyal listener. He listens to another show I'm on for VOC Nation on Wednesdays, and he calls in. He's a good contributor. He's a good guy. He's a good guy.
Yes, he is. And you know what? It's great. That's why I love Twitter. Twitter is great. I would have never met Rob if I didn't start my Twitter account a couple of years ago, and I love Twitter. I just have to say I like it better than Facebook because I am somebody I'm a juggler. I have a lot of things going up in the air. I'm always involved in wrestling a little bit. I'm always involved in improving myself, getting myself further educated, or gaining some kind of professional experience, or studying and achieving another professional license for my business endeavors. And Twitter affords me the time to keep those balls up in the air, but still stay plugged in to the wrestling audience, because I'm not done with wrestling yet. It's just that I had to divert my energy and my attention to achieving some of these lifetime goals that I had set for myself. And I just love Twitter. I interact with all kinds of people from all over the country, the world, and I get to speak directly to them. They get to, well, not speak, but, tweet directly to me. And I love it. It's great. I mean, I have met all kinds of people on Twitter, and I love it. I love the diversity. I love the interaction. I get to know people. We talk about what matters to them, because I'm a very diverse person as well. I'm not just all about wrestling. I'm about all kinds of sports, everything in sports. I have a team for, So I think it's the greatest thing ever.
And it's limited too. They got the certain amount of characters you can use, so you kind of got to get creative to get your point across, and it's not long-winded, so it's kind of straight and to the point with Twitter. So if you want to say something, here's you got 100 characters, and make sure you get your point across. Yeah, exactly.
You don't need to drag it out. I mean, just say what you have to say, because it gets boring after a certain point anyway.
You're absolutely correct.
Plus Facebook has gotten a little bit more complicated.
Yeah, it got MySpace.
I need 2 apps to manage my account now, and sometimes it feels like it's a part-time job going on there. Have to reset my brain and get into the.
No, Facebook is definitely time-consuming, without a doubt. I mean, and you kind of get sucked into it. You're like, I'll just go check it for a couple seconds, and then 45 minutes later, you're like, oh man, I'm still on Facebook. So
exactly, that's exactly right. You got it. So really, I haven't been doing very much with wrestling because I've, as I stated, diverted my attention and focus to, some personal goals I had set for myself. But